Hello, my name is Darian Rain.
Hello, my name is Liam Reed
We're here to read Their Eyes Were Watching God.
by Zora Neale Hurston. All right, let's get to the first question. Discuss some of the annotations you have made as you read the novel. You could even show your annotations as you talk about them.
Well, Liam, I would like to say that when I first started reading this novel, I had very low expectations for it. It didn't. Usually, books have a really good hook, but when I started reading this book, it didn't really grab me in like the other books I've read have. You
You
know
know,
what I'm saying?
I didn't really like see a hook in the book. Really, it kind of just started off at a mundane point. There was really nothing there to grab your attention. You kind of had to force yourself to keep going, just like you're digging through a pile of trash, just looking for gold at the bottom.
Mm, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But
It's like dumpster diving.
when I first read the book, I thought that maybe the hook was there, but maybe it just didn't apply to us due to our like specific point in time where we're at now.
Yeah, we are in a different time period.
I mean, it's completely different than it was then. And as I read through the book, I obviously see that more and more, and it shows you more and more how it was different. And it's very educational. But I mean, the way it was written,
Okay, the way it was written, I feel like it was designed to be hard to understand.
it just it I think it to me it seems odd because it's writing in their accents. But if they were to write out what they are saying on paper,
They would write it normally.
yeah, they would write it differently.
They wouldn't go out of their way to be like brother. It'd be brother.
Yeah, like
They just say brother.
they would say it differently, but they would write it the same.
It's like it's trying too hard.
It but even though it seems like it's trying too hard, it kind of gives the effect that every meaning in the book is like larger than it's supposed to be. Like it makes it feel like it has more to it. You know what I'm saying? It like adds on to it.
Because like you can tell she took the time out of her way to articulate it that way.
Yes, and you can obviously see that like she grew up in that area because like people normally if they were writing a book and they were talking about this and they weren't from that era or that generation or like they're not from that area at all, then they wouldn't be able to articulate it the way that she has because she instantly knows how like they talk. She knows their mannerisms, like she knows the geographical significance about the entire area.
All right. I think that sums up that question, and we can move on to the next one. Which one should we do next? Are you satisfied with how the novel ends? Why or why not? No,
I
no, I'm
would
not. I'm not
I
satisfied.
would like to say that I am satisfied to a point, but I still want more. Cause although I feel like she's free now, right? She's free. She has closure. Like she's not chained to a man. She's all by herself, and she's free. But the problem is that her husband still died. Like tea cake, she loved her husband. She's not just gonna get over that and be like, "Yay, I'm free now." Like she obviously had a grieving process, and it seems as though they just skip right over it.
Yeah, exactly. There was so much more potential right there. They could have at least an extra another 5 paragraphs of just her grieving through the process, because no one kills the person that they love the most, and it's just, I'm okay. Time to move back home.
I feel like with the substance that's in this book, although you wouldn't get the same amount of information that you could if you were to sit there and read throughout the entire book, it just feels like a book that can be easily explained to somebody in like 5 minutes front to end. It just seems too simple to make it into a whole story. I mean, like I understand how it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener. It makes you realize like how things were.
Women had it rough.
Women had it real rough.
Women had it rough. Oh my god.
It was bad, and like we understand that, but this book helped us open our eyes about it. But the story itself, the actual story behind all of it, it just seems so short and simple.
It had so much more potential. It
Yeah,
could have gone in such greater depth explaining the plot.
yeah.
I feel like we got like a very vague summary, which If you think about what the story's based around, which is Janie telling her friend, wasn't it
Yes, Phoebe.
Phoebe about her past, it makes it kind of realistic because you wouldn't sit there and explain your entire life story to somebody.
Right. And it's branching out onto that effect of not knowing how things were back then, I was very surprised when was it Miss Thompson? Miss Thomas?
The racist black lady.
Yes, the racist black lady. She saw Janie and she was like, "Oh, you're light skinned. Oh, you must be white. Leave tea cake." Blah 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 blah. That was the craziest part of the book for me.
I was not expecting.
I was not expecting that. That was a complete. That was completely out of left field.
And then she came and shook it up and she went out of her way to cause problems in their marriage.
Yes, and there are people like that even nowadays.
It didn't go away.
Let's look at our question sheet here. Does Janie's life experience influence her perception of future relationships?
Yes, actually, yes.
Absolutely.
I feel like her entire way of dealing with the world and definitely her experiences with men and depending on men in the earlier parts of the book are based on what her nanny taught her as a child. She told her to grow up, look for a wealthy man that she can financially depend on. Her nanny focused more on stability and peace and having security in life other than expression and freedom and happiness.
You see, what I saw was in the later chapters when she finally meets Tea Cake, when they first start getting into it, she's not really, what's the word I'm looking for? Responsive to Tea Cake's I'm sorry, to Tea Cake's advances because of her past experiences. Now she's single and she realizes like men are bad. And when Tea Cake comes along, she already had so many bad experiences with men. She came in there with the idea that he was bad too. But
that's completely understandable.
Yeah, that's completely
if you think about her life experiences being done wrong twice in a row by wealthy men, you can see why she wouldn't trust them anyhow.
Who wouldn't get trust issues is like the real point.
Anybody would.
Singularity, what do we want to talk about?
I want to talk about, how do I say this? The end of the novel. End of the novel, I don't think she truly found peace. Wasn't this about, was the story supposed to be about her actualization and finding freedom in her life? She may have found freedom, but I don't think she found peace what she deserved.
Yeah, although I think she found freedom, she's not chained to a man anymore, and that's amazing.
You do,
girl,
go be free.
All power to you. You know, it's but at the same time, she never really got like full on peace. Like the only way that she reached this moment of actualization and freedom was through
hell,
like through complete hell, and
hardship after hardship.
And her loved ones, the men that she loved, they all died
or mistreated her.
Yeah, she was either beaten. She was either beat, or she was
disregarded and just used as like a pawn.
Yes.
What was his name? Jody? That piece of poop.
We're going past the 8-minute mark, and I'm really starting to lose my train of thought. So